Okay, hopefully everybody is able to come back. Nobody, I don't know who needs all this extra security anyways. All right, Colleen, how you doing? Oh, you came back. All right, good, good, good. I don't know who keeps trying to hack into Zoom, but they're really messing it up for the rest of us. All right, let's see if I can share my screen. I can. All right. I don't know why they needed to quit to do all of that. Okay. So you can see my screen. Let me get my chat up just in case so I can see what y'all are saying. We'll see if everybody comes back. Let me give everybody a minute to come back. Okay, Devin, Colleen, Fatima. Hope I get that right. Okay, yay. All right. I think that's everybody. All right, so does anybody remember where I was last week? I think I was right here. All right, so I think I was at responses that you put on the direct mail. So you could put a website, an email, a phone number, any combination of those. The best response I get is from when I just put a phone number and I put on there call or text. Now, if you are using your Google Voice number, do not use your actual phone number so people can't look you up or find you. Use a virtual number. If you're using CallRail, you can actually put the CallRail number on there and then route the CallRail number to anywhere. You don't need the confirmation that the Google Voice number needs. So you can route that number to somebody else, a virtual assistant in the Philippines, a call center, like I know there's cbsiholdings.com, which is the one that I would suggest. It's always a person that picks up, and they have a lot of people with that Southern accent, which is really good. It's the best accent. So they'll say, "Hey, how y'all doing? Thank you for calling." Right? Everybody's always so nice. So that's cbsiholdings.com. Have to run into the bank. Oh, yeah, sure. All right, come on back. Everything's recorded too, just so you know. All right, so put the phone number on there. They can call, they can text. And you want people to text, and they'll text a couple times. And then eventually you want to ask, hey, can I call you or can you call me? If you've got a Google Voice number, you can route that number to your phone. If you're using a CallRail number, I believe that one can be routed to your Google Voice or your actual phone number. And when it comes in from there, it will say like that number. So you can save that, your CallRail phone number, as sellers. You can buy one for buyers. That way, when the call comes in, you know, hey, this is an actual seller. So it's not going to show their phone number, which again is sort of a bad thing, because when you get in there and they call, they're going to be like, well, what's the address you want to buy? And you're going to be like, I don't know, I'm not here. So you got to use that, hey, I'm in a meeting right now. Uh, you know, text me the info about the house and anything that might be helpful, and we'll get to it. That usually works even if I'm not in a meeting. But for buyers, for some reason, the website and the email work. So if you're sending out a postcard, and we talked about this, you can see the recording from 2 weeks ago, that one of them actually had a picture of the house, and I was like, hey, I see you bought a property here. And then we referenced an actual property that they bought, and then we said, well, hey, I've got one right here in the same area. Give me a call for the address. You want to put that on the hook so they don't just take the address and go telling people about it. So CBSI Holdings is a call center. This is how you automate the whole process so you don't have to take calls. They can take your Podio web form, they can take an email or a form, and then they'll email you leads. You can then take sites like Zapier or If This Then That, which is actually ifttt.com. And I'm gonna put that in here. Zapier.com and then IFTT, If This Then That.com. And so when you get that email, you can just forward that to whatever. If you've got a CRM that only has the email intake, you can do that. But they can definitely do Podio, and in the Podio web form, you send them that. They'll bring that web form up whenever they get a call from your number. They'll answer all your questions. They will put it in there and it'll go right into your Podio. So if you're at work and you've got to be working, I think the plans start at $30. They've got a $75 maybe sign up fee. They're great and amazing. There's also well, there's no way to that's automation. There's another one which I don't think is on here, which is called onbrand24.com. And this is a site that will cold call people for you. So Glenn Gary, Glenn Ross, that kind of, the what do they call them? The pink leads, the Glenn Gary leads, those kind of leads. They will call them with their sales training and they'll say whatever you want. They've even got one where they call it, I think it's like the trash calls, where they will call your dead, your expired leads that are really, really like ice cold. They'll call them, I think it's a win back program. But you can use that to get to those really cold leads, and they'll call them for you. So if you're just afraid of talking to people and calling people, and like your heart pumps, like my buddy, a friend of mine, he's like, oh, I hear that ring and it pumps, and I'm just like, hey, what's up? I don't even have most of the stuff pulled up when I make a call to a seller. I have the call going through, then I bring up the script and what I'm going to be saying, just because I'm so used to it. But they will call for you. That I don't know how much they charge, because they got to have you got to call them, so they might be pretty expensive. Click to Mail can automate it with the help of a virtual assistant or having somebody else pull the leads for you from your CRM or your list building site and then putting them into Click to Mail. Now, Yellow Letters, and I don't know about Yellow Letters Complete or any other, but this thing that some mail centers might do is when the address of the property you send it to, you're sending it to that property, but you're wanting to buy this other property. When that property is vacant that you mailed it to, letters will come back to you. Now those are gold, because that's a 2-for-1 sale right there. You have the chance to get 2 properties if you can skip that person and you can find them. They're usually really hard to find that person because they're, homeless or whatever, or they've gone AWOL into another country, or maybe they passed away and you have to find the next of kin, and then it's even harder to get that properties. But those are gold. And Yellow Letters, what they will do is they put their address as the return label, so all of that stuff goes back to them. They then automate it for you to where they remove those from the list, but they don't tell you what those are. So if you do it in-house, you get the mail coming back to your box or wherever, you're good, but otherwise you're not. And so just think about that. You may say, hey, it's not worth it because I've got to go to work, or I've got all this other stuff I need to be doing. I don't have time. So let them have it now. Then when you quit your job and you go full-time, then you do it in-house, or you have it going to you. Now check the terms of service for if they do that kind of thing. There may be a way that they can mail that to you. You want that mail coming back to you and you want the return address to be not a PO box, but a USPS box. So you can put that address in there. If I get mail and it doesn't have that, Like I've asked my mom and my wife, and they say that's kind of weird. Like they don't have a name on it. But you see like that right there, I just got this today. That, not really good. You want to have an actual address. You definitely don't want a P.O. box or nothing at all. It's really bad. All right, so the other way to automate it, virtual assistants. And then we talked about onbrand.com. It'll do it for you. And we can go to click to mail. So let me show you this that I got today. Now I cut some stuff out here. There we go. I'm back. Okay, I'll get the replay for you in a second. So I cut my address and then the other two addresses that are comps and then the name. But this is what they sent us. This is basically what it looks like. And it's typed up and there's big 1-800 numbers and all that, and go to the website. But this is the cool part. And I don't know how easy this would be to automate, but I wish I could invert this. But one of these is that this one I think is the address. They tell us how much it's worth and willing to pay, and then they give 2 comps and how much they're worth. So really cool. If y'all have any idea on how to automate that or how to even do that in the first place, let me know. But that would be cool to send like comps to the seller, and probably they're the worst or the low end of the comps, and then they're going to sell on the high end of the comps. But all right, so here is what you missed, what we talked about. Oh, they are if you have access to the chat, you should see cbsiholdings.com, zapier.com, ifttt.com, and onbrand24.com. Zapier and ifttt.com will collect emails from any call center that you have that sends you email leads, and they can then take that email lead and then put it into whatever CRM you want or you have. And CBSI Holdings is a 24-hour 365 call center where they will take incoming calls for you. onbrand24.com is a call center that will call out. They will call the seller for you and use their sales training. And they also have a win-back program. All right, so yeah, Zapier is awesome. Okay, so back to share my screen. Okay, so let me make sure I don't have anything on here. Okay. All right, so here is my, let me get the chat back. So if you have any questions about mailing or list building, let me know. All right, there's the chat. And I don't think I've got a Q&A. Okay, no. All right, so this is the main screen of my CRM. And this is what I do. Does anybody, because it doesn't cost me to pull a list. So how about somebody here who's not in Georgia, post into the chat and let me know where you're at and your list that you want, and or city where you are that's not in Georgia, or we might have everybody in Georgia, I don't know. But post me a city that you would like me to do, and I'll put it up in here, and we will pull the leads from that city. How does that sound? Scottsdale, Arizona. All right, you are the lucky winner. Okay, Scottsdale. I'll just type it out. Just type it out. There's a Zoom Miami. Okay. Scott, TTSTAL, Arizona. Okay, so here's what we get, and this is similar to PropStream, but this is going to be not as good, but I weigh that over the fact of having an all-in-one CRM. So we could do commercial if we wanted. We're going to do absentee owner because we don't want them to be owner occupied. That's really bad. We want them not on market because if they're listed, we don't want them. Really not that motivated. And then we don't want anything built, let's say, past 08. Because if it was built in 08, chances are they're foreclosing now, and that's good. But anything built after 08 is going to be, they bought at the bottom of the market, and you definitely don't want anything from 2015 to current because the mortgage isn't going to be paid down enough, and the equity is pretty all over the place. So we could do vacant, tax delinquent, tired landlords, inherited, and we want unknown equity. So any properties built before or sold before, anything before 1985, we don't know what the equity is because it wasn't tracked. It was put into a database everywhere in 1985 onto the internet, and so we know how much equity there is. But if it was before that, chances are they paid that property off. So unknown equity is usually 100% equity. Inherited properties means that they've inherited the property. Tired landlords is a landlord that has owned the property, I think, 5 or 10 years. Tax delinquent means there's tax delinquents. Then there's vacant, and then there's pre-foreclosure. We all know what those mean. Now there's 5,000 properties. So I don't know if you can handle 5,000, but let's do 75 to 100% equity. And wait. So hopefully a lot of the properties you'll find are like right in this area, 0 to 25% equity. So 3,800. Is that too much? Let's lower that up a little bit. So 85. And what this means is if you do get a property, that when you do get that property, the mortgage is going to be way lower than what the amount would be. Thanks, buddy. What the amount would be. So it doesn't really matter. Oh, all right. So still we've got a lot. Oh man. Scottsdale is huge. Okay. I don't know if this is still too big for you, but I'm going to lower it a little bit. Let's see what 94. I mean, this is a big list. All right. Let's see. Still. Wow. All right. Let's see who has 100% equity. Let's just put that in there. All right. Okay. All right, well, that's what we're doing. All right, and so we're stacking it. Oh, wow, okay. All right, so what we're doing here is we're stacking. We've got pre-foreclosure, vacant, tax delinquent, and everybody's tired. Everybody inherited this property, and there also has unknown equity. So when you stack a list, now you can do this pretty much with anything, definitely prop stream, list source. You can just stack all these motivations on there. And if you have multiple lists, you can pay somebody usually on like Fiverr.com. And you can just give them a bunch of spreadsheets of lists if that's what you've got. And they can actually check each list, or they may have a spreadsheet that does all that. You know how you can trick spreadsheets out where it will actually, they can tell which property is on each of those lists and then give you a list where everybody has stacked motivation. Yeah, real flow. This is batch driven. So this is just like, well, I'll tell you that in a second. So let's put these in a folder, and I'm going to make a new folder. New folder. There we go. And where's this? Scottsdale. Scottsdale stack. So we put it in that folder. And then we save it and it's in there. Whoa, my gosh, look at that. There's nothing like that here. That's efficient. All right. So let me see. Let me pause my share for a second. And do I have a link? All right. This is batch driven and all right, it's not gonna let me do it. Okay. But this is batch driven and it is really cool. I like seeing the map and doing all of that. But let's go to data management. So let's export the deals. And here we go. We can see by deal status, skip tracing, owner type, and folder type. We want folder type. Oh, you know the zip code? Okay. Yeah, it's like that. I don't know if we have anything like that here. Everything is just, there's no, coordination at all. All right, so Scottsdale stacked is the folder. We can plug in like all this stuff if we've got that in there. Then we hit apply, so we'll get everything. And then we go to download. So it's going to download all of that. That might take a while. And in the meantime, let's go here. Let me pause it for a second. And log in. Does it remember my login? Okay, what is this? This is this. No, I don't have one. Okay. All right. So how do I make a new account? Can I list build without making an account? Oh man, this is cool. Okay, so I don't have an account. I can't remember the last time I've used a list source just because it's so, I mean, you can do anything with it, but like Podio, that's the problem. All right, so we can do area code, census tract. Let's do the zip code. Zip code plus a radius. Okay, Arizona. And then 852. 85254. So you click on all the stuff you want and then you add. All right. Enter zip codes separately. Okay, that's done. All right, and you see over here we have the criteria. So we've got zip codes and it tells us how much is in the zip code. So this is every person in that zip code. And then mailing address complete. This is how many of that number have a complete address, meaning we can actually mail to them. And then corporate owned just is automatically excluded, which is 15, which is a lot of that zip code. Okay. That's really bad. Corporate people should own more of the stuff in the zip code than a corporate entity would be. So, oh, wait, no. So 15 is the number. Okay. So this is how much with corporate owned excluded. Okay. So that's good. All right, and then mortgages, we can select if we want mortgages, which I would say just stay away from. property criteria. Now, here's what you're really going to do. You can do equity percent. And let's say negative equity. Oh my gosh. So let's do obviously this one. Let's see if that takes it down a notch. Okay, that does. All right, so let's add 81 and then let's add 71. Now, on the flip side, what I've learned is that the properties that I have gotten subject to were really good, were 27% equity. So you could probably come in here and get this 21 to 30% equity and just pull that list for the entire zip code. And I don't know if batch driven will do that. I can't really see it. Is it gonna? Oh, I can move that bar out of my way. Okay. Let me see if I can get equity. No, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. I remember. It's fritzing out anyway. Okay. So you can hone that percent of the equity to just right. So we've got 3 on there. We may come back. Let's see if there's anything else. Length of residence, improved value, market value. If there's a swimming pool, year built. Let's go to year built. And we want to say 1800 to 2008. All right, so anything before 1800, we're not going to get, which I don't know if you care about that, but usually doesn't bother me. They can usually just tear that down and build a new house to 2008, just like the other list. Let's see if there's anything else we want to pre-foreclosure, property type. Can't forget this one, residential. We want residential. Can I select more than one? Yes. Residential other. No, we don't want mobile home. So let's do residential duplex and triplex, and then residential quad, residential apartment. Like, come on. That's oh, that's, well, that'd be a townhome, right? Apartments are not residential. Anyway, townhouse, which I believe includes condo. Multifamily residential, meaning it's 1, 2, 3, and 4plex. We've added duplex, triplex, and quadplex just in case. So all the types of home. If you want to do vacant land, you can add that in. I don't do mobile home. It's really bad here in Georgia and in the South in general because those are everywhere. It's very landlord friendly, and landlords love cheap buildings that they can charge a lot of rent. But it's sort of a real niche to wholesale. And I don't know if we have, or to market to and to flip, but I don't know if we still have Mike, but there was a guy that did mobile homes. All right, let's see. Let's do bedrooms. And we want at least 2 bedrooms. And then we want 10. And then for bathrooms, we want at least 1 and the same thing. Yeah, you got to have at least 2, 1, because you get anything less, you get a 1 bedroom, 1 bath. Nobody's really going to want it. Now, if you don't care, or if you've got people in your area that will build on that and will upgrade that, then go right ahead and do it. I think that's it for that. You can go into demographics. And the cool thing about list source is you can look at the person. So you can look at estimated income. So you could select somebody with not a lot of income. And now did we get occupancy? because I believe technically these people would live in the property. So we need to get some sort of vacant or they own a second home. See, that's the problem here. Number of buildings, living area, basement, above grade. It might not be within here. It might be demographics or geography, maybe. No, it'd have to be in here. Yeah, see, because these people could be living in the property. How do we tell if these are vacant? So the USPS, when they deliver mail, and if they can't deliver mail, they consider it vacant. So they don't deliver mail. Now that list nationwide, they sell that list, and it doesn't look like this company gets that list. So I don't know. All right. So we've got all that. Now let's do foreclosure, pre-foreclosure initiated. Let's just leave that out. So this is going to be owner occupant. But let's go in here and do this. So let's get somebody with not a lot of income. When me and my wife worked at Walmart, we made less than that a year. And that was just me adding up how much we got per hour by the amount of hours that we worked. So I'm sure that they pulled more than that out. So yeah, right there. Yeah, ugh. Don't work at that place. All right, so I don't know if we want this. Yeah, let's add that in there too. Okay, so what we're doing is we're able to get somebody who doesn't have a lot of money. They have a lot of equity in the house. They have a house that's good. It's good. It's at least a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. It's in that good zip code that you want. And it was built within a year. That's not too current. So that's 0 now. So something we did. Low wage excluded them all. Yeah. So something we've got in here is excluding area because there's nobody in the list. And we need the property type. Let's get rid of, well, why is there's 0 in these? Residential? Let's go to that then. Building type. Property type. All right, let's remove everything. And multifamily. Remove. And then triplex. And it's still 0. Bed. Okay, well, I guess let's do. Everybody's got the bathroom. Maybe, oh, you know what? Sometimes when I look up something on a house, they don't put the bedroom and the bathrooms in right. So let's remove this. Okay. And then let's see. So let's see. We've got to have some sort of residential in there because otherwise you're going to get gas stations and stuff like that, commercial buildings. So with all the equity removed, yeah. All right. So I would say this is a pretty good list, but I would add in more zip codes, and I'm wondering if. So yeah, this is some extreme. This is probably a different list than what I got out of batch driven, but okay. So, oh, and somebody was asking about batch driven. Might as well just put the, I don't know. They don't want to give me the affiliate link. I don't need that $5 anyway. All right, so that's how you build a list. Now I'm not going to buy this list, so that's it. But you can see, oh, here we go. Here we go. Absentee owner. Include properties within state and out of state. So if you could probably pull a list of the whole state and then just do out of state owners where the owner lives out of state. Now you're not going to get those people that, like, there are people here in Georgia where they own a property in Atlanta, but then they live out at like St. Simon's Island, which might as well be out of state. They live so far away, but that's going to be a hard thing to do. But you could just do people who live out of state. So 45 people are out of state, or own these properties and live out of state. So that is an amazing list, because imagine owning a property in another state. And now, is the tenant good? Do you have pictures? Are they fine? Is the house messed up? Have they paid rent on time? And if there's no tenant in there, who's living in there? Are you sure? You know what I mean? Like, you have no idea. All right. So we got a list, and I got to re-log in. Let me pause my share. All right. And so I've taken a little too much time. Now this is an account where with a guy, and so I was a partnership with two other people, and I was the mail person. You know, I was providing the knowledge, and I already had an account on here, or I made an account, and this is what it looks like. So let's see if I can figure this out again. All right. Mailing lists. So before you would go through a bunch of stuff, but it looks like here you upload the list, purchase a list. Now, purchase a list. Let me talk about this right here. Yeah, they visit in the wintertime. Yeah. So, oh, because Arizona is a great place in the wintertime, but not in the summertime. And everybody lives out of state, so it's their second house, their vacation home. But Click to Mail is run and owned and operated by the USPS. So they sell the vacant list. That might be I'll click on that in a second if we have time. Let's upload a list. Choose a file, drag and drop. Oh, so let me, now what you do is, it's thinking, oh, it's pulling up the downloads. All right. Let me see if I could just do this straight up list here. No, let me do it the right way. All right, so let me cancel that. Cancel this. You can't see any of this, but you will in a second. I'm going to open up Google Sheets or any spreadsheet software you have. I like Google Sheets because it's in the cloud. You could send that to your GCs or whoever is doing your work. And let's go in, and I don't want to put anything in there. Yeah, let's go here. I got multiple accounts. You know, I'm that kind of guy. All right, resume share. Okay, so we're going to open up another a new sheet, and then I'm going to click on the file if it'll let me, and we want to import, and I'm going to upload that file that I just downloaded from Batch Driven. So that was all of Scottsdale, Arizona, and it's just called data 26. Okay, so that's uploading. Import, detect automatically, import. Now, on here, when you click on upload, I don't know if you can see this window, but it says download a mailing list template. So we're going to do that. Allow. This is supposed to be a Mac. Why is it acting like that? Like it's a Windows machine. Cancel or allow. Okay, so that's been downloaded. Now I'm going to go back here and I'm going to open up another tab for Google Sheets. We're going to open up another blank one. And see, this is why I do everything inside of batch driven. Is I do the mailing, the texting, the list pulling, the list skipping. This is why batch driven is so good, because it does all of that. All right, so we're going to import, and then the one I'm going to import now is that template. So this is how they take their stuff, all right? So if you do any kind of skip tracing, you know what this is, detect automatically, import. This is going to show us how they need the data. So we've got to have first name, last name, organization. We can just leave that one blank. And then we need address 1, address 2, address 3, city, state, zip, country if it's non-US. Okay. So we'll use this address here. And then address 2 will be the address that, no, let's put address 1 as where they live. And then address 2 will be the property that we want. And then we'll do city, state, zip of that property. And this address is just the street and the number. It's nothing else. All right, so let me share my desktop so that you can see this cool stuff. All right. Is it gonna, oh, okay. Line it up just right. I didn't show you my kids, did I? There they are. Noah and Lincoln wearing matching stuff. I don't know how long they're gonna let me put them in matching outfits, but take it while you got it, while they'll let me do it. All right. So we got the property address. Now this is the vacant property. This is the property we want. Let's copy that whole thing. Will it let me? Ooh. Oh, nope. Spoke too soon. I was going to say, what a time to be alive. It will not let me carry it over to that other window. Oh, okay. Wait a second. This is cool. There's the complete address. Oh, and okay. That is nice because that is cool. All right. So let me get that, copy all of that, put it in here under address 1. Okay, so that's the property we want. And then we've got first name. Copy that over. As soon as you get a VA, have them do this. Owner last name, NA. Ooh. And now see, I don't want it saying NA on the thing. I don't know how you're going to do that. Let's put the last name on there. And then we just won't put that or reference it on the mail document. So, and let's go up here and freeze. Top row, okay. And now you see some of these are like businesses, so you could have a VA go through and take those out. Or if you have, I think you can select non-corporate owned in whatever list you have, absentee owner. Oh, wait a minute. This is my list. Powder spring, man. Data management. This is what we want to export, and we want Scottsdale, and then apply, and then download. Okay. Import. And let me pause it here. See, I don't see my stuff. Data 27. And import. What does that mean? Import file data. All right, I'll do a new list. There we go, Scottsdale. All right. Here we are. Okay. So let's get this one now. So we've got the street. Here. Okay. Now let's try that again. Okay, well, hey, let's just get out of here. Y'all could probably figure this out. You put the property street, you put all this where it needs to go. City, state, zip, you upload that. Let's go back here and I'll show you how to do the mail. All right, so I believe it was documents. You can upload a document, you can upload images. They should have a template. Do flyers, letters, let's do postcards. Now, one of these is the one that has the most options, the one they do the most. And I want to say that's a 425 by 6. So yeah, what you do is you take the list from wherever you got it from. You then take that list of addresses where the owner lives and the properties that we want, which are vacant. You then upload that list into Click to Mail or into your whatever is going to be mailing it out. And then we then pick what the document that we're going to send, which is going to probably look like this. Hopefully y'all didn't see that, but yeah. So it could be like this. It could look like that. Anything we want to put on here, we can put pictures, whatever. So we're going to get a Word document here. We're going to get one of these templates. Is that tape measure over there? Okay, well, I think this is that one. All right. How do I get a, can I create one? inside here. Okay. So yeah, and a lot of the time with yellow letters complete, any other mail service website, they're going to have templates for you. You should probably find it a lot easier to use those sites. The reason this is so hard is because of the USPS, and they don't really care about making profit or doing a good job, just as long as they get by. This is click to mail. So, and the reason I love it is that you can upload whatever you want. So you upload your list of what you want to mail out. Then they give you a template, or they can give you a template, a Word document of what your postcard will look like. And they'll fade everything out but where the postcard is. And they're going to say, hey, leave this spot blank, because this is where this is where the address and stuff information is going to go, right in here. And they'll have all that on here. And so you can put what you want on there, anything you want on there. You could put a dog and say, you know, Drago eats realtors for breakfast. I put on a cartoon, I think one time, no, yeah, here we go. I put on a picture of a house. And then on this side, I put, hey, we see you bought that property. Well, we find them just like that all the time. Go to this website and buy it, or take a look at the property and see if you want to buy it. So you can do whatever you want. That is the good thing about click to mail. So you have the opportunity to stand out. So let's see. We can put images, we can add stuff. We can enter text. Okay, now so let's click on text again. Let's move that down here. Okay. All right, and then let's see, how do we reference stuff? So add a data list. So one of the lists I have, oh, I have some lists already. Okay. This one is check marked, so I'm gonna check that one. All right. Now let's see. Okay, so here's the front and here would be the back. Or I think this is the back because there's no, yeah. So here's the front. It's all grayed out. And how are we gonna put the people in here? Data entry. Oh, here we go. Okay, so I click on this D and we're going to reference the person's name. And it'll be owner first. Because as of right now, so it's going to say, hey, and then in the, whatever those squiggly parentheses are, it's going to put, hey, their name. It's going to mail merge it. Now here, and if you get a road that says, or if you've got a deal and it's on a property address and it is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Drive, or it's a really long word, you want to extend it all the way out here just in case. So we're going to put a space and then we're going to go to data and we want mail address. So mail address, and we just want the first part. They know what city, they know what everything else it is. So we put that in there. And then let's say, let me upload an image. Let me pause it for a second and see what images I got. All right. Go to photos. Let me see if I can upload that one of my boys on there. That'd be cool. So I've seen that, and I showed y'all one last time where they put a picture of the family on there, and that was really cool. And so you can say, well, hey, I'm just like you. But then that's also a bad thing. So, you know, as a white guy, if I were to go to an area and say it was full of people who weren't white, they're going to see that and be like, oh, no, I don't want to do business with this guy. But usually showing a picture of your whole family is a good thing. It People can say, oh, this guy is just like us, or this lady is just like us. And that's usually a good thing. But you really can't go wrong though with a dog. If you put a dog or a cat, or well, cats, people don't really like cats, but if you put a dog on there, the more people that you can reach. Um, I've done a cartoon before where it said tender loving care. That one's really good. Let me see. No, I don't know if it's going to upload a photo. Oh, there we go. That's really slow. All right, let's see. Let's see if I got a good pick to do. Here we go. Well, no, let's not do that one. Let's do. Here we go. Y'all are gonna love this one. All right. Is less than DP. Oh my gosh. I don't know what that means. All right. Let's see. Is this one less than something DPI? Yeah, no. All right. I need something to do with DPI. So find an image with DPI and upload that. But for right now, let's do text. And you can come down here and say, you gotta click on it again. Now, I've been changing it up to help people with their houses. So I offer them, hey, you know, on the texting template that goes out, I say, hey, I can help you find contractors, find tenants, fund the repairs. I do funding. We can purchase the house cash. We can take over payments. We can help you list it with a realtor. And then I think there's another one. No, I think the first one is just we help people with their houses. And we say, well, if you need help in your house, just say yes. And so we let people respond back and opt into the verbal contract. And we've moved away from just saying, hey, we want to buy the house. Obviously, that's our main thing, but I've got all these other avenues that I can help people with, set myself apart from the competition, but also I can make money. So I make money on the funding. I make money on finding. I don't make money on finding contractors, but the guy that I have here locally that does contracting, I just send them to him, and then of course if he gets a deal, he sends them to me, and we help each other out. And on this side, you can probably just put that info in again, or you can just say, see the other side for important info. As you can see on these, this is where I put so this is that part that would get cut out. And I put my, I used to work at Walmart, so a lot of my stuff has this on it. So it's sort of my calling card. So if I send them a letter or a postcard, they know that, hey, it's that guy, Mike. And then I put stuff here, and I use the back as the picture for that one. You can probably well, I don't know if you want to screenshot this, but if you're on your phone, you can take a screenshot of this. And if not, you'll get it in the recording. And if you want it again, just let me know. Well, of course, it's backwards, but maybe in editing, Abdul or whoever does the editing can swap this backwards so you can see it. But This is all of that verbiage that I was talking about. So you can do that, and then you can copy that as well. All right. And the spot where it says, hey, I didn't really do it there. Well, not on the buyer one, but when you're sending mail to a seller, you want you want this hey part to be sort of up a little bit. And I always like the address to sort of be a little off, and I want it to stick out. So I want it to look like, it's not perfect. Okay. Because if they see typed up like this that I showed you earlier, like this, you're probably not going to respond well to that. But if you sort of look off, and when you put the stamp on there, you sort of tilt it a little bit, and you can actually pay for a live stamp on click to mail. It's a little bit extra, and I would say do it because you want that live stamp. It's going to get a lot better response. So let me share my screen again. Okay, so let's see if I have time. All right. So there's the document. I've got the list in there. And let me go to, man, they've moved stuff around. Let's see if it's projects. Did I save that document? Ooh. Oh, yeah. It's just called document. Okay. So I'm going to projects. Let's see, do we need to edit this one? I'm so glad that they changed this. All right. So you go to start job, and we start going through this, and I think we wanted postcard. Oh, postcards. We got postcards. All right. Let's do this one. And I think I may have messed up because I didn't do that same sort of. So here's a general cost of what it's going to cost you. And it's going to be, was it 49 cents or something, 50 cents per one. So if I put in a quantity of 500, you're going to see here. All right, so 500, 200 bucks. Okay, so that's a lot less. So they've gone down in price. You can do black and white. You can do, of course, ooh, you can't do color. How do we go back? Change. That looks too big. Maybe it's just 5x8. That's huge. Oh, okay. So you got to do the big ones to get color. All right, 3. We want this nice small one. Now, of course, you can do these. This is going to stick out. These big paper ones are going to stick out, obviously. So if you have the money, that's going to go a lot better. So let's do that. Single-sided postcard. Let's do same as a stamp. Printing on both sides. White uncoated. So we want uncoated. So yeah, this is paper, and you get it. It's almost like cardstock. This is not glossy. It is not like this shiny. You don't want it looking really good. You want it to stand out by just having just text on a postcard. And if you do these yourself in-house like we did, cut them. You can cut them sort of off if you're not getting them cut, and you can tell the guy at Office Max like cut them sort of weird and cut them sort of off so that they stick out, because if they don't stick in the mail, the person's going to be like, wait, what's going on here? This one's not really. So they're going to pull it out and look at it. And that's what you want. You want to get noticed. Looking good and super professional is not necessarily the best here. Okay. Next day production, first class, proceed. Now this is all estimation because we're going to at some point select the list and then we're going to select the document. So here we are going to upload, select from existing. I don't have it. Oh, I don't have an existing one. So let's create here. This is probably what I should have started out with. Okay. We want to buy, and then cannot add any more page. Okay, so it doesn't put anything on the other side. So everything goes on this side. Okay. So we probably, well, that'll be fine. So there's the document. Let's select from an existing list. And I did this Cobb one. So the list is in there now. This is a much better way to go about it. So if you do use click to mail, go to just start a project. All right, so document, let's go to change the document. Is it not gonna let me edit the document? Nope. Okay. So you have to create one after you upload the list so that it will have that data input. So let's click on it again and we say we want to buy, and then we click on data and then we go to mail address. Okay, and then you could put your phone number and all that other stuff. And yep, won't let us add anything. All right, so done. And let's see, so we've got the document that references the mailing list. We've got the list in there. We've got the return address. Whew, that's really old. Ancillary endorsement, there isn't one. Job cost, $334.15. Let's go to continue. And let's see, view proof. So after this, you're going to then pay for it, but you got to view the proof first. And so here you're going to see a bunch of them from the list, and it's going to input that data in there. Now, we didn't do anything fancy like their name and the other stuff. Is it showing me a proof somewhere else? No. Downloading. Oh, downloading proof. I'm tired, y'all. Okay, so recipient's address list. I think it's this one. Ooh, Noah found a secret, y'all. I don't know if y'all can hear that, but he's like, I found a secret. Let's load this up. Oh, and I don't think y'all can see this either. Let me do a new share and just show my thing. Okay, there we go. It's not going to show me my proof. Come on, download the proof. This is like the coolest part. And this is a lot of work too. So this is the data that I downloaded. Please check your document to ensure the text boxes are large enough to contain the variable data. Oh, that's probably it. So let's go back and let's go to create a new document. See, this is the they've changed, but not a whole lot. So here we got text. We're going to enter the text. We want to buy. So before, it would just add to the box to cover it. But apparently now you're going to have to, let's just go overboard, right? So here, let's leave a space, and then we'll edit and we'll add in the mailing address. And since we're here, might as well put in this one as well. Go to name. Are you not putting any of that stuff in? Okay. All right, let's do another text box. That was really weird. There. All right. A little extra touch. All right, so we've uploaded the document. Everything is green. I like that part. Okay. And it's big enough to where Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is going to show up. All right, so download the proof. If we see that little thing down here, we know we did it wrong. All right. Oh, it blocks the pop-up window. All right. Yeah, I know, right? It said view the proof, view more proof. Let's view another proof, and then I'm going to click the allow the pop-up window. Oh, here we go. Okay. So let's view this one on the proof. And let's view it. Back when I was using click to mail, it's been a while since I've used click to mail. I use batch driven currently, and I'm going to show you in a second. It's way better than click to mail. But if you don't use batch driven, here's, I'm showing you how you can do it. All right. So hello, Moselle Miller, and then it's going to say we want to buy 75 Applewood Court Northwest, and you can see it says this down here, and then they put the proof on here, so you don't just copy this out and mail it. But yeah, this is what it's going to look like. So it worked. Okay. Now all of that, you've not heard of them. Yes, because so earlier I talked about there's yellow letters complete, yellow letters. I think there's warehouse letters. There's a whole bunch of letter sites. They usually have 5 to 20 templates that you can pick, and you just pick a template. But the chances that they're already getting those templates already, and some of them are really bad, and they're all glossy, and they have little drawings of in the same red ink. It looks like a yellow page, but it's a postcard and it's glossy, and they'll have little drawings of pots of gold and bags of money, and it just, I don't know. I showed it to my mom and my wife, and they, I don't know. I showed them a couple of letters, and those are usually not the ones that they say they would respond to if they got these postcards in the mail. But you can use those sites. They are a lot easier. RealFlow provides a handful of different cards to use with lists generated using their platform. Yeah, see, your CRM, and I'll show you batch driven, it's probably similar, but it's way easier to use. I like click to mail for the personalization because I can send this. I mean, you really can't beat that. But once you use click to mail, I would hire somebody else to do it off of Fiverr and just have them worry about it. You can have the customization and the automation, automation to do all of that and stand out from everybody else. And I don't have it, yeah. And they do have pink. Pink was really good when it first came out, and it stood out. I don't know if they still do pink. How do you compare the two? I would say use RealFlow if your CRM does it. Now, a guy in my mastermind used RealFlow, and he used their robotic ink pen thing where it would literally come down and hand write the thing with the computer, so it would look like a ballpoint pen, and you would see that raise on the paper. And he also did postcards, and he mailed them to himself and to us, and it took a week for them to get to us. So from the time he put it in, so with foreclosures, that's really bad. I've done batch driven is pretty quick. I don't know if that's changed since this was probably 5-6 years ago. I don't know if that's been updated or if they've got more mail center. Maybe they had one mail center right when RealFlow came out, and that one place was producing all the mail. So if they have a place here in Georgia or in each state that will mail out, that will print and mail out, that would be quicker. Batch driven mails them out. I had them mail out to me, and it took 4 days. So that was really, really quick. If I remember, I think RealFlow allows you to create and upload your own design. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, use RealFlow, definitely. If they do their own design, yeah. I've used their services once so far this year. Yeah, mail out and put yourself on each list you mail out to. And what I do is the address that you want to buy, put in there. The number is how many seller leads were in that mailing. So in this case, I think it was 997 to Powder Springs. There was 3,000 to Scottsdale, Arizona. And so put that number on there. So I would put 3,000. And then for the address that they want to buy from yourself, put in the name of the list. So put in Scottsdale, Arizona stacked. So when you get an envelope or a letter and it says 3,000 Scottsdale, Arizona stacked, you know that, hey, all of these other properties on that list just got mail because I got it. So you know when the calls are going to be coming to you or when their leads are going to be coming into the call center, and you need to know, hey, I need to open up and watch these leads come in so I can either handle them myself or call them back and start setting appointments. So that's always good to know. And plus, you need to know if it gets to you. Like I put stuff in them, I put dollar bills that would get ripped out, and it would never get mailed back to you. So I mailed myself one with a dollar bill. I mailed one with a nut and almond in it, and I said, hey, you'd have to be nuts. But the nut got crushed and there were marks on the envelope. So you've got to mail yourself on every list so you know that how the mail piece is coming to you. If like the printing is a little off, you can see here it's really up close to the edge, which is not really good. So yeah, just you got to mail yourself just so you know what's going out to other people. All right, so here is batch driven, and this is probably going to be similar to, let's see. Oh, I got the Scottsdale, Arizona. Okay, list in there. So if I were to, it'll let me pull up another list. Oh, it's over here now. Okay, resume. All right, so let me pull up filter, and I'm gonna go over here to a whole bunch of stuff. Let me go to vacants. This is a list I just pulled. You can see here's the list, and here's how many. Now I could select all 900, and then I can mail out to them, or I could start them on an SMS template where it'll text out to them what I talked about earlier, up to 7 times every 2 days. But if I click on this individual lead here, see Powder Springs, have I skipped it? Yeah, I've already skipped it. But I've seen on other webinars I've shown you can just click skip and it instantly pops up with all the phone numbers and everything on them. I can then go here and start them on an SMS drip. And let me just do mail since that's what we're talking about. I can go to send mail. Vacant, REI, USA, demo. Now I can select a template. Now I've got some templates here. And if I think I select on it. Yeah, I can select on it. I can go see if it's a 4x6 postcard, or I can do a letter. The style is postcard 8. There's, I think, 11 of them. I've deleted, the lame ones. And then each section I can come in here. I can reference stuff if I need to. Obviously, I've got orange because orange is the best color of the postcard. And then I've got a signature, which is my phone number that will come into my CRM here, along with my name and Mike's house help on it. So, and this is a pretty generic one. All right. And so I can see what it looks like. And here's what it looks like. And it puts a picture of the house. So this is not a good template. Let's do a different one. That's better. Okay. So you can see here all of that. Call me about this property. We want to buy it. Oh no, that's my address. Okay. Or my mailing address. But there you go. And then you call that number, and it's got a proper picture of the house. Now, I would only do that if the house is vacant or if it's not where the owner lives. If you're doing owner occupant, it's real weird when you get a letter or something that's got a picture of the house that you live in on it, and you're like, somebody was in the street taking a picture. Really weird. So there, I like that one. I'll put it on there. So that was number 7. So I'll select number 7, start date. I will put, we want it to get there on a Monday. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday have a better open rate than Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Just because a lot of mail comes out on those days, or that's when people get packages. But on a Monday, not a lot of mail shows up, so you've got a better open rate. So I would say either have it go out on a day like Friday or Saturday, so that when it gets to them, it'll most likely be on a Monday for that good open rate. And then of course you could repeat every, I would do 21 days. Yeah. And then total mailers to send, you can select a number of how many to send. I'm just gonna leave it open, and we're sending to that one property. Now I could upload a whole, or I could tell it to, I can add in more properties here if I wanted to. But I'm not going to. All right. And then you can add in a description, and then you just go to save campaign. Oh, I've got to have a description. There. Save campaign. Total mail. Oh, I've got to put a number here. Okay. Let's say 5. There we go. And you can see how many messages they've sent or we've sent them, all their stuff. And you can see one mail campaign is going out. Oh, I think I've stopped. I've sent them 3 messages already. Anyway, and then we're currently marketing. It's vacant. I pay an extra $20 for it to pull the Google Street View image. But of course, that Street View is not one that has a view, and I can see all this info on it. And here's the cool part. Oh man, they don't have it for that. Okay. Sometimes you can see if they're Protestant or anything, but it doesn't have anything. Oh, it's a foreclosure. Okay. And then you have the thing right there where you can see it in the Google Street View or the Google view from above. All right, so that's how easy it is to send mail out. You can send out mail to a big list, to a little list. I'm sure it's easy in RealFlow as well. Are there any other CRMs? I don't know of any other CRMs that do full service, like do everything. Oh, FreedomSoft does. FreedomSoft does that as well, though the skip tracing in FreedomSoft was not really that good. And then the leads didn't do everything. You had to pay for the $300 a month plan to have the ability to do anything with the leads. Otherwise, all the leads were vacant. You could not even select amount of equity or length of ownership. Those were like a beta that were coming out at some earlier point. Maybe those have come out, but the skip tracing for me was just a deal breaker. So I would either go with batch driven or RealFlow. RealFlow now is what I think Stacy Rossetti used before Infusionsoft. And that's the one that's backed by Than Merrill, CT Homes, and Fortune Builders. So if you remember that show, Flip This House, the CT Homes with Than Merrill and Paula Sagan, and I think his brother, whose name I've forgotten, but Than Merrill and Paula Sagan, they endorse and they use RealFlow. And of course, you can buy leads in RealFlow as well. So I would pick either of those two. I think that's all the mailing. If we got any questions, anything, was it helpful? Do you like it? Do you not like it? Is there anything else you want me to maybe go more in depth in next time? And of course, if you saw that phone number, or if you can decode this phone number, you can text me and ask me any other questions that you need. If you have any questions that aren't strictly about wholesaling or that you think I might not be able to understand, like I don't do fix and flips and that kind of stuff, or financing, you can send all of those other crazy questions to questions@rei-usa.com. All right. Super patient, very helpful. Thanks, Colleen. All right. Okay. And I will see you not next Friday, because we're doing this every other Friday or every other week. Not next Friday, but let me see when. And I'll tell you exactly when the next one will be. So not the 28th, but the June 4th. Okay. All right. So June 4th, Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I'll go out and do some deals. Devin says, I like it, but I've tried yellow letters. Response wasn't great and it was expensive. Can mailing be the last marketing method? Mailing is not something you need to do. And if you're sort of tight on money, or if you haven't done your first deal, I would stick to cold calling and texting. Those are going to be like, you can't go wrong with those. The mailing is sort of maybe once you've done your first deal, or you have free time in-house to do it yourself. Because if you can do like this kind of yellow letter, that's the kind you want to be doing. And it's time consuming for you and it's going to be cheaper, but I would stick to cold calling. And Mojo Dialer now has a phone app, and it's like 97 a month. So I would just use that. And if you can't afford that, just pull the list up on your computer, type it into Google Voice, and call them from that. Like, I mean, or just knock on their door. I've done that before. Yes. So, and that's a good question, Colleen. So she's saying, do your lists pulls include email and cell phone numbers? So yeah, when I pull a list, I get phone numbers here. Let's see if I've got one with email to show you. Oh, did I skip trace this one? Let's skip trace. It's like 5 cents. Ooh, that's a good deal to look up. That was a hard person to find. So a buddy of mine had a house where the guy was homeless and didn't live there. And he was like, I need to find this guy. It's a great house, great deal in Atlanta. The guy he found was homeless, I think because of his sexuality. And so I was like, well, why not just look up some gay bars in Atlanta? They've got to know who he is, where he is, because you got to find this guy. You want to give him money for this house. You want to help him out, right? So, whatever it takes, because he didn't have a phone. There's no way to really get to him, but it was such a great deal that it would be worth it. And of course, he went down and found him out that way. I think one of the clubs was like, yeah, we know the guy. And he was able to do that deal that way. So, whatever it takes, because I mean, you could take a drive into Atlanta. Is that worth $100,000 to you to flip this house? And the answer is going to be yes. But yeah, so here I've got emails from people, and I get text mess or cell phones, and then I get landlines. And so it texts out to those people, and then the other people get called by. Right now, I think I've got one acquisition manager cold calling everybody, and she's really good. But what I also do with those emails is you're skip tracing these emails too. You're paying for the skip trace. You're getting emails. I had a guy a while ago. Email is sort of that sort of hard list. You're not going to get a whole lot of responses, but I had a guy cuss out Tasha, and then I sent emails out to the whole list 3 months later, and the guy was like, hey, yeah, take it, please have it. But he cussed her out like 3 months ago, or 3 months prior to me emailing that. So when you get those emails, shoot them into Google Gmail, and then you could select to mail out or email out tomorrow at, I would do like 9 a.m. And I think it does 9 a.m. for whatever their time zone is, which is really cool. And you can put them all, make sure you put them all into BCC. Got to be in BCC, and then just email yourself as the recipient and the person mailing it out, and mail them out to. I mean, might as well. It's free. You can just copy them all out of the spreadsheet and just email them out. So yeah, they do include all that stuff. Call Tools revised their platform, and they now do ringless voicemails. Yeah, so Call Tools is a cold calling platform like Mojo Dialer. But Mojo Dialer doesn't use ringless voicemails. So ringless voicemail is good because what it does is it calls them, and then a split second later, it hits them up with another call, which goes right to voicemail. You pre-record that message, drops it in there, and then hangs up on the first call. And so it happens so quick, they don't even know it. They get a missed call. Most of the time, they end up calling you back. Hey, I missed a call from you. And then you can say, well, yeah, I'm interested in buying this property. And the fact that it comes through Call Tools means that when the call comes back on your screen, you have exactly what the address of the property is. You're like, hey, can I, I'm calling you about 70 Sterling Drive, Powder Springs. You interested in selling it? I'd be interested in buying it. So all really cool. All right. So we are 45 minutes over. I think that's really bad. All right. So let me let y'all go, and always be marketing. And they give special rates. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay. All right. So I will see y'all June 4th. Thank you for coming. Always be marketing. go get you some shirts. I didn't have time to show you how to do the shirts. Maybe we could do that next time. I'll show you how to get shirts printed, and I'll see y'all next time.